Hi everyone, I'm Christy Strickler with MyScrapbookEvolution.com, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a fast and fabulous scrapbook layout that you can create with blocks and layers. And you can create this layout in under 30 minutes. You're just going to need some scrap paper or a few blocks of 6x6 paper from the pad. I had a large piece of polka dot scrap paper. I've got two 6x6 pieces of pattern paper in the middle, and I had a 4x4 card in my stash. I'm using one photo, but you could easily use any size photo that you would like. You can use a couple of photos, 4 in the place of 1 or 2 wallet size in the place of the 1 4x6. And you're just going to push all the blocks around and play around with how they're layered until you get them the way that you desire. You'll also notice that the pattern paper is matted. I do that when I'm working with a lot of prints so that they don't get lost in one another. I want a little bit of definition around the edges. Once everything's in place, you're going to adhere it to the page and then start adding embellishments. I'm going to create a diagonal flow across the page by adding in this cameo, and the lid there was clogged, so I just added the glue. I took the lid off and placed a little glue on the back before gluing it down, and now I'm placing the embellishments. And here comes the title. You'll notice that it's also in black. So the black from the cameo in the title and the yellow from the tape is creating a diagonal flow across that 4x6 photo. The title is going to say Foster Friendship, and I'm going to use a piece of word art from my stash that says the word friend, and then use some scrap alphabets left over in this sticker pack to finish off the title. I'm embellishing lightly, and I'm just trying to figure out where those embellishments are going to go. When you're making a quick layout, you typically don't use a lot of embellishments. And I'm not sure if I'm going to add any more embellishments. So I'm going to go ahead and do my journaling. I like to use journaling strips because it adds layers to the page, which I feel adds more interest. And also because I write messy. So if I mess up, I can just move on to a different section of that journal strip. I typically use scrap cardstock, and that gets rid of quite a bit of my scraps. And again, if I mess up, I can just move to a different section of that scrap before cutting everything out. Everything is sped up here, but one of the ways I counter my messy writing is to just slow down a little bit as I'm writing. And you can see I tried to use it as a full block and it's just not working. It's a lot of journaling, but I'm going to cut it apart and just kind of move it around the page until it provides the balance to the page that I want it to have. Once I get everything in place, then I'll see if I need any more further embellishments with it. And it's just kind of a matter of moving it around until I discover where it has what I feel is the correct weight and balance for that page. So one of the things I did to balance things here was to create a visual triangle with my journaling. I've placed the date and location that this photo was taken on that upper left by the cameo, and then I've split the journaling up around the title. And I felt like it just needed a little something more, so I added in a few more little bits and pieces to the page. And they're sort of continuing that diagonal flow down through the page. Although the diagonal flow is not as much of a focus now as it was at the beginning. Now with the weight of that journaling, the photo is still the focal point, but the journaling is what really helps bring the focus back to that picture. And now everything's complete. This page was originally created for Get It Scrapped. You can visit getitscrapped.com/blog for more information. Also visit myscrapbookevolution.com for more inspiration.